This is Raw and Real Entrepreneurship, the show that brings the no-nonsense truth of what is required to start, grow, and scale your business. I am your host, Susan Sly. Well, hey, what is up, Raw and Real Entrepreneurs, wherever you are in the world? I hope you're having an amazing day. And if you're new to the show, who is this show for? It's for you. It's for someone who's thinking of starting a business, maybe has a business. Maybe you've had some ups and downs and you're thinking, should I stay the course? Well, if that's the question you have, you are at the show for a reason. And my guest today is someone who I deeply admire because he is out there spreading the message of entrepreneurship for everyday people, not the person who goes to Silicon Valley, like some of my friends, and raises a couple, $20 million to start a biotech company or something. I mean, he's out there day in, day out, teaching people how to literally turn their passions into profits, which is his new book. And entrepreneurs and companies such as, get this, Tony Robbins, who you all know I've shared the stage with on a few occasions, Dean Graziosi, Kevin Harrington from Shark Tank, Stu McLaren, Adidas, Ryan Levesque, Brian Tracy, Lewis Howes, Shutterfly. I've spent a lot of money on Shutterfly, friends. That's a whole other story. I should be an affiliate marketer for Shutterfly. Dang it. Michael Hyatt, Jeff Walker, and so many others have trusted this gentleman to help run their affiliate teams. He is a 4-time affiliate manager of the year, and he's helping online business owners and brands, small and large, to leverage the power of partners to grow their businesses. And before I bring him out, here's what I want to say. It doesn't matter how successful you are. It doesn't matter what your sphere of influence is, whether it's in your mind, it might be small or it could be large. There is always room for more. And I promise you, today's show is going to give you at least 3 really great ideas on how to do that. So my guest today, drum roll, please, is the one and only Matt McWILLIAMS. Matt, thanks for being here on Raw and Real Entrepreneurship.
Susan, wow. You just want to do that on everything? Just introduce me everywhere. That'd be awesome. That was awesome. Wow. Golly. Yeah, that was so cool. Thank you. That thing you were just talking about with the entrepreneurs, the ones who don't raise $20 million from Silicon Valley type stuff. Those are my people. I think we can learn from the Facebooks of the world. I think we can learn from those companies. I love listening to books about them. I love listening to books about the early days at PayPal and things like that, and reading things about those companies. And I think there's some lessons we can glean from those companies, but there's far too much of that and not enough stuff out there for my people, the people who did it like I did, who had $5,000 in a dream, and if it didn't work, they were going back to a cube on Monday. Those are my people. So hopefully we can help those people today.
Absolutely. And I love that because this interesting time that we're in right now, we're talking about the economy. And even today, the day we're doing the show, the Wall Street Journal is like, well, I don't know if we're in a recession or are we going to be in a recession, and no one wants to call it. Let's face it, what people know is their gas costs more, their goods cost more, the cost of living costs more statistically. And there are so many people who are looking for additional streams of income because they just can't make it. And that's why I love affiliate marketing. But I want to back up and have our listeners get to know you. So one of the questions that comes up all the time on Raw and Real Entrepreneurship, are entrepreneurs born or are they made? So my question for you is, what was your first business?
My first business, if you want to get literal, my very first business, I was 7 years old. And I don't think they're born. And I don't think they're made. I think they decide. Entrepreneurship is a decision. That's all it is. It's like anything. It's a choice. It's an intentional choice. I don't believe that, for instance, I don't even believe that my wife, and I love her to death, and we've been married almost 15 years and we'll be married until the day one of us dies. I don't believe that she was necessarily the only one for me. On the entire earth of how many people are on earth now? 7 billion, trillion, whatever.
7 billion.
Yeah, it's insane amount of people.
Maybe it's 8. I don't know.
But we chose each other. Yeah, we had to be in the right place at the right time. And you can call that whatever you will. But the same is true with entrepreneurship. Were there opportunities? Sure. Did I have parents who were entrepreneurs? No. Did I have a dad that taught me entrepreneurship indirectly and probably on accident? I sure did. Did I have a ton of exposure to entrepreneurs as a child? Not really, but I did indirectly and didn't really even know it until 10 years after becoming an entrepreneur. I chose to be an entrepreneur. I decided that was the path for me at a pretty young age. I was about 24. We can come to that in a little bit. My dad fired me and I went, well, I guess this little side business I have is probably going to be the thing I do now because I don't have a choice. My dad fired me, So I just don't believe that they're born or made. I think it's totally just a decision. But yeah, my first one was I was 7 years old. I did what a lot of people do when they're 7 years old. I bought, so I don't know if you've ever heard of the candy Now and Laters.
I have never heard of that.
Okay. Well, I was addicted to Now and Laters when I was a child. I was basically a drug dealer for Now and Laters.
I have to know that. Like, what is it? Like, what is that candy?
Think of a Starburst. You know Starburst?
Yep.
So it's a little bit more flavorful and a little bit harder. It's just a little bit, it's kind of got a little bit of a hardness to it, and they're a little bit bigger. And so I would sell that. The Now and Laters came in these packages that then had 3 packages inside them. So you'd have 3 flavors of Now and Laters. Here's the thing. This is actually how I got into it. I hated the sour apple and I hated the lemon. They were nasty to me. Now, here's the deal. Some kids loved the lemon and the sour apple. So what I would do, again, I was hooked on these things. I would buy like these big boxes of Now and Laters, and I would go through and I would eat all the ones I liked, the cherry and the grape and the watermelon and the orange. Oh my gosh, those were so good, right? I haven't eaten a Now and Later in like 20 years, but they were so good back then. And then I would sell the sour apple and the lemon to the kids they felt the same way I did. They hated the cherry and the grape and the orange and the watermelon and the strawberry, and they loved maybe the lemon or the sour apple. And so I would sell these to them. And so roughly 1/3 of all the Now and Laters were those flavors. And I would buy this big box that I think came with, I think it was 54 tubes of them basically this cost maybe $30 for the tube of 54. But then for an individual package, if you went to the convenience store or to the school candy shop, would cost $1. So I'm already in the black on this almost. Then I would take the 2 out of 3 that I liked and I would sell the lemon and the sour apple for just like 40 cents. So then I was selling 1/3 of them for however much money. It would cost me to get all that candy that I loved would cost me like $6. And that was my first business.
Well, that's such a fun story. And we have had other guests who did resell candy, and we have a lot of kids who listen to the show with their parents in the car. We always I being a mom, I always want to make sure we keep the show PG.
I love it.
And we had someone resell watermelon and all these different things. And it goes, one of the things, the most consistent for this show, 300 episodes, is that there was some business started as a child, and that it was that I have a problem, I want to solve it. Here's a way I think I can solve it. Right. And so, and for you, I don't like the sour apple. It's just nasty. So I'm going to creatively think about that. And when we think about entrepreneurship, it's creative problem solving for a profit. Really, it is. And truly.
If you think about it, all that really has happened is, so 2 things, like I never thought about this until just now. Our wants. So we have more needs as an adult. Certainly like I need to pay for our heating and air and lights, right? Those are needs now. As a child, my mom paid for those, but our wants just become more sophisticated and more expensive as we get old. That's it. If you think about it, as a kid, all I wanted was 4 little packages of 6. I just wanted 24 Now and Laters, just like 1,000 calories, pure sugar, right? That's all I wanted as a child. And I didn't want the other ones. And I needed to do it on the cheap because, I had a single mom. My mom never made more than $38,000 in a year when I was that age, and actually ever until the day I did her taxes like 5 years ago, I know for a fact that's the most she ever made. And it was under 40 grand, So I had a single mom raising me by herself, and I wanted Now and Laters. Like I said, they cost $1 at the store, or at the candy store at the school, or at the convenience store. And I'm thinking, okay, how am I supposed to buy this? And so at first I bought one and I sold the other for, probably 40 cents. So I got a little bit of a discount basically on the 2 that I ate. And I did that until I had enough money to go buy the 6-pack of them. And then I did that enough times until I had enough money to go buy the 52 or 54 pack. And my mom, because where she worked, she had a membership to what was then like a predecessor to Costco and Sam's Club.
Mm.
And so we went and bought these big things of it. And before long, like I said, I mean, I would have, she would go buy like hundreds of dollars worth of these. And then I would eat the ones that I wanted. Sometimes I would resell those. I would even resell like the cherry ones if the price was right. And then I would resell the sour apple and the lemon. I was the only kid in school doing it. And I mean, yeah, there were days where, you think it's not like much money in the scheme of things, but I'd leave there with like $10 to $15 a day, as a second grader. And, but the principles are the same. We make a little bit, we bootstrap it. We do what we can just to barely scrape by, and we celebrate when we make $1 in a day. Early on, I was celebrating $1, 50 cents. I made $1. I made 50 cents, whatever it was, like, woohoo. And the next thing you know, I was able to do a little bit more. And then we hire our first virtual assistant, and then we hire the next person. Then we get the fancier, we pay for the tool that, takes our business to the next level that we couldn't afford the first year and a half. The same principles are true as when I was 7 years old reselling candy.
I love what you just said about celebrating. And it's so funny you mentioned that, Matt, because I was, yesterday I had, gone to a hot yoga class, and afterward, I was driving home in the morning. And what struck me, I was thinking about the year, and I was thinking about the friends who had an above and beyond 2022 and the ones that hadn't. And what it came down to was what they talked about the most. So were they talking about their problems or the economy and all of the, the midterms here in the United States? Were they talking about that stuff? Or were they talking about, yeah, I just made $100 more, or I just did this, or I just sold my house and I took my money off the like, it's what they were talking about, because what we focus on, we find. And I want to get into affiliate marketing. So I've done affiliate marketing. I've also, in the direct sales world, I built an award-winning channel sales team that generated, I think, whatever, it's still going, $1.8 billion in sales for that company. So wow. I get that industry, but we have a lot of people listening right now, and they're like, affiliate, what does that mean? I don't understand. They're Googling now and laters, and they're like, can we still buy the candy? No. Anyway, so
you can. I'll go buy that. I don't know how much they sell them for at Costco now, but price has gone up a little bit. I'll let you know.
I'm going to be Googling
in the last
after
36 years.
So Matt, what for the person who doesn't know, what is affiliate marketing?
Yeah, it's important to back up a little bit, and to understand what affiliate marketing is. We have to understand the concept of, like, for instance, just use my book as an example. It's called "Turn Your Passions into Profit." The entire first half of the book is, what is my passion, and how do we then begin to build a business around that, a platform around that, and ultimately turn that into a profitable business? Because if we have just passion, we love what we're doing, we're helping people, we're having an impact, we're having an influence on the world, but no income, then eventually you'll burn out. And so there's this lie, I know you've probably been, I wouldn't say, what's the word, victimized by it, but you've seen this lie in the online marketing space. It just says that if you suddenly go from just giving away content, we've got all this great content, you're doing good for the world, and then you start selling something that makes you a sellout. That makes you, if you start thinking like a business owner, then that makes you some sort of, evil person, right? Someone who's not, you're not seeking to serve, you're just a greedy, money hungry mogul, right? That's simply not true. It does not, I want you to write this down, everybody. It does not serve your audience not to monetize. Okay? If you aren't running a profitable business, it does not serve your audience. If you think about that from a practical standpoint, the grocery store, we've all seen the grocery stores when a neighborhood, begins to decline and the grocery store closes, what it does to the acceleration of the downfall of that neighborhood. Why did the grocery store close? Because they weren't making money. They were losing money. So how does it serve the community for them to shut down? The question is, how does it serve the community for them to lose money? And we've seen that happen time and time again. You can go to neighborhoods all over the country, all over the world, and you can see that exact same pattern. The same is true with your message. When you've got a message, and whether you have 200 followers or 2,000 or 20,000 followers, if you're not making money, some number of people rely on you for their weekly inspiration or their weekly information. They are relying on you for something that needs to change in their life, whether it's to be a better parent, to learn how to grow organic, vegetables in their backyard, to be a better business person, to learn how to manage their finances, whatever it is. They are coming to you wanting to know that information. You're their go-to guy or gal. And when you don't monetize, when you're not making money, you eventually burn out. So you give up and then they lose you. They lose your message. And I write this in the book that like the thing about the new economy that you mentioned, this new economy is completely contingent upon messengers. Mm-hmm. We're all messengers. The world needs your message. The world absolutely needs your message, but we're going to move on without your message. We are not going to wait patiently. We're not going to wait passively for your message. We need your message, but we're going to move on without it. We're going to find somebody else who can give us that message. We're going to turn to somebody else. So it does not serve your audience to not monetize. And so we're in a position that to get into the affiliate marketing side, Susan, that we basically have one of two options most people think. Option one, early on in our venture, is we create a product. So we're building the platform. We decide, I'm just going to make up a niche here. We decide we're going to start a podcast or a blog about productivity. And we jump into this with all the passion in the world because we've learned some things that have made us more productive, and we're passionate about helping people to get more out of life, be productive, work a little bit less, but still make a little bit more, and be able to spend more time with their family and get all their work done and get promoted and all these things. And we're passionate about it. But we think there's two options. Number one is create a product. What does your audience even want? Like, you don't know. Is it something in time management? Is it something in the health and fitness area, leadership, entrepreneurship? What is productivity? Like, if you think about it, do they want tools? Do they want this? What products do they want? I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. Option two is we just give away content indefinitely. So we just keep giving away content. And the problem with this, the problem with that, like that side of things, is when you start a platform, so many people teach you that you should just give content without ever asking for a financial transaction. The problem is that's what sets us up for burnout. Like I said, I know because I've been there, Susan. I have been there. I was ready to give up because I was waking up at 5:30 in the morning. I was making an impact. I was changing people's lives. They were telling me, I was getting comments and emails every day saying, Matt, I love your stuff. You changed my life. You helped me do X, Y, and Z. Oh my gosh, you're amazing. And yet I wasn't making any money. And so the problem is that sets us up for burnout. And so what we face here, this is the reason why I love affiliate marketing. The reason why I love affiliate marketing is affiliate marketing bridges the gap between having nothing to sell and selling nothing at all. And so we can get into some of the advantages of that and what that does for your business. But essentially, we're faced with those two options. Create something. We don't even know what they want. We don't know what price point. We don't know. What do they want? How do I market it? How do I sell? I don't even know how to sell. I'm passionate about productivity, not selling. I don't know marketing. So we learn these things from affiliate marketing. The flip side is I'll just create nothing. So then 2 years later, when we finally realized, gosh, I've been blogging for 2 years. I've been podcasting for 2 years. I haven't made a dime. I did that. Funny thing, my kids' soccer, they don't accept those emails. I can't forward the email to the youth soccer and say, hey, people love me. I'm changing their lives. Can that apply towards my child's $1,500 soccer fee? They don't take that. The mortgage company wasn't taking the blog comments. Like, it was like $100 off your mortgage every month. If I just get 20 good comments, I get a free mortgage. Like, they don't take that. They take money. So you have to be able to make money, not only to fund your lifestyle, but then just even to pay the bills in your business. So that's where affiliate marketing comes in. We can talk about some of the specifics of that as well.
Yeah. And the breakdown, Matt, I think is so important because there's this perception by some people, not by everyone, about affiliate marketers. And as you said, like this whole like sell it. Oh, you're starting to monetize. Well, and I love the example you gave of the grocery store. And we are seeing that as a sidebar. We are seeing that in retail now, where because of things like organized retail crime, you have large retailers, whether it's, CVS, Walmart, whomever, they're shutting down physical stores because of what's happening, and it's a loss to the community.
Yeah.
And we are supposed to be abundant. And so one of the affiliate marketers that comes to mind is someone whose show I listen to every single day in the morning, and that's Dave Ramsey. So the Ramsey show.
My wife used to work for Dave. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you have if you could see Matt now, he's wearing a Franklin shirt. I'm assuming is that Franklin, Tennessee?
Yeah. Franklin, Tennessee. Yeah. That's where I grew up. Yeah. So yeah.
That was what inspired that. And so you'll hear for Dave Ramsey, whether it's Xander Insurance or Pods Moving and Storage /Ramsey, and even all of the Ramsey personalities, John Deloney, everyone, they are all affiliate marketers. And so when it doesn't matter, and that's the big message I want to drill home with everyone before they start to have their misperceptions of affiliate marketing, that when it doesn't matter, Dave Ramsey's got $600 million net worth or something, and he's still an affiliate marketer. Mm-hmm. And that it's not about your own network. It's about tapping into the networks of others, because as you know, we've heard time and again, Matt, your network determines your net worth. And it doesn't mean you affiliate market everything. It has to be something you understand, you are passionate about. And that's what it makes it a lot of fun. So I want to, for the person who's listening and they're like, this is really interesting. I try to, wrap their head around it. Can you just sort of walk through from the perspective of affiliate marketing, what is an easy way? So someone, everyone who's listening is going to go get your book. I mean, that's obvious. People who listen to my show like to read books, but they're going to go get your book. And then they're going to say, well, I've got to think, what is my passion and so on. What I'd love for you to give is like some simple tips when someone says, I want to dip my toe in the water of affiliate marketing, because you and I know there are things like ClickBank and things like that. So what are some easy ways people could get started? So let's pretend they already ordered your book and they're like, yes, I want to try something, but I don't want to create my own product. I don't want to create a course yet. I want to go market something else just to get started.
Yeah. First of all, don't skip to step 9. Step 9 is the monetized part. It's passions to profits. So you got to go through, you got to clarify who you help. You got to commit to leading. You got to learn how to attract an audience and stand out in the marketplace and build a community and create raving fans and become the hero to your audience and begin to condition your audience. So those are all the things that come first. Those are the first 80% of the book. Naturally, as somebody who's spent the last 17 years in the affiliate marketing world, and I love teaching people how to monetize. Step 9 is the longest chapter in the book. Don't skip to it. I can't even, I've had so many people, Susan, who read the book early. These are people running, mid 6-figure, low 7-figure, even a couple of 8-figure businesses said, Matt, I read chapter 1 thinking there's no way that was going to do anything for me. Like, I already know what I'm passionate about. I already know my ideal customer avatar. Oh my gosh, it changed everything. So if it worked for them, it'll definitely work for somebody starting out. So then we get to step 9, which is to commit to monetize. And the first thing you got to do, if you want to dip your toe in, you got to get the mindset right. We sort of touched on this before. That mindset that like affiliate marketing is scammy, it's salesy, promoting affiliate offers is going to burn out your tribe. It's going to distract them from your own products, like as though your people can't buy your thing and something else in the same calendar year. Mm-hmm. Newsflash, they buy other things. You're not the only person they buy from. Oh my gosh, you can't believe it. And so we call that burning your list. We think we're going to burn your list. That's what the conventional wisdom tell you. I'm going to tell you right now, the statistics do not back that up. Everything I teach is data driven. The data does not back up what the conventional wisdom is, because it's based on subjective opinion, not actual research. They say, when we promote affiliate offers, people unsubscribe. People unsubscribe when I send them a podcast episode. Yeah. People unsubscribe. When I send my Merry Christmas email, people will unsubscribe. And the research shows that there's a less than 0.1% increase in unsubscription rates from a affiliate sales email than there is from regular content. It is literally negligible. We are talking 20 people a year out of tens of thousands extra that unsubscribe when
Can
I
I
send
jump
this
on the
everything.
soapbox with
Yes.
you for a
Yeah,
minute, Matt? So
there's room for two on
you're
the
speaking
soapbox.
my love language. So
Yeah.
I just did a show like on direct mail, right? Which is so cool because that's making a big comeback. And I use direct mail for all sorts of things. But the thing I want everyone to understand, because for years when I was running Agency 8, which I've turned over to my daughter now, people would say, oh, I started to build my list, and people started to unsubscribe. Here's what I have to say. Hallelujah. Because guess what? If they need to go, it's just like cleaning out your junk drawer. Like the people who are on the list who don't want to be there, get them out, because they're not going to buy from you. Yep. And they're going to leave negative reviews. But the other thing is that when things like over mailing, as an example, so there's this one major affiliate marketer who will literally, if you're on that person's list, they will mail 3 to 4 times a day. I am a CEO of a tech company. I do not have time to read 3 to 4 emails from you. So there's an art, and that's why it's so important to learn, and you can't take it personally. That's the other thing, because for every, one person that unsubscribes, there are 2 to 3 out there who want to hear your message. Okay. I'm stepping off the soapbox now, Matt.
So just from a practical perspective, when people are starting out, most of us start out alone, maybe with a part-time VA. So number one, we get to monetize immediately. Number two, there's no customer fulfillment, no customer service. When you're starting out, that's huge. We have thousands of customers now, and I have a customer service team, and that's great. But when I was starting out, I needed to not have 25 people emailing me saying my login doesn't work. I couldn't handle it by myself or with a part-time VA. There's no hidden costs. There's no fulfillment, no risk, all those things, right? But this is the big one. It teaches you how to sell, right? You get to practice selling. I call it PTP, paid to practice. Nice. And you learn what works for your audience. And then the last one that I love is it trains your audience. So we learn, okay, go back to that productivity niche, right? In productivity, there's time management, there's tools, there's goal setting, there's health and fitness, leadership, stress relief, things like that, all factor into productivity, supplements, all these things, right? What's your audience actually going to pay for? What price points are they going to buy at? We learn those things promoting affiliate offers. I'm not suggesting that all you ever do is affiliate marketing. Just like you said, Dave Ramsey, he has tons of his own products. Mm-hmm. What you do is you begin to use affiliate marketing to test things. So we test, how do I market? How many emails do I send? What kind of emails do I send? I've learned so much about selling from promoting affiliate offers without the risk of ending up with a garage full of products that I couldn't sell. We all have that friend whose wife is still mad at him because they can't park in the garage because he's got boxes of stuff that he ordered and never sold. What if he tested the thing out with an affiliate campaign and went, oh, my audience isn't going to buy something that costs $300 and does this. Guess I should probably not go spend $25,000 ordering it. So you asked the question, how do we get started? How do we dip our toe? We've got an acronym. I said, don't flip there, but you can sort of flip there real quick if you're really, really eager. Then go back, okay? It's exactly on page 200 of the book. There's an acronym that I share called START. This is what we've taught our clients for almost a decade now. The S is you got to stop waiting. You actually need to take action. Again, the mindset, realize like I'm ready to stop waiting to monetize. I'm going to start making money from my platform today, maybe tomorrow, but I'm going to start right now taking action. And I'm going to do it. I'm committed. It's okay to monetize. If you need permission, if you need somebody to say, so-and-so, it's okay to make money from your podcast or to make money from your blog or to make money from your video channel. It's okay. You have my permission. Go do it. The T is to think. I want you to take some time. Think about what programs you could promote. What would your audience possibly buy? Here's the cool thing. You get to be wrong. You get to be wrong about this because you're going to try 10 things and 5 of them are going to bomb, whether it be the price point's too high or even too low, whether it be they're just not interested. Maybe they don't want a physical solution to that. They want a digital solution to that. I don't know. So if you think about it, look around your desktop, both your actual desktop and your computer desktop. What things I have a planner here that I recommend, and I have my book and I have I highly recommend this mug. I don't know what it is, Polar Camel. I recommend this lighting that I've got, my microphone. Here are the things I log into. If you're in the gardening niche, go look out in your gardening shed and just say, okay, what tools do you have? and then start promoting those. The A is I want you to apply to one program. All right. To start with, I want you to apply and get accepted to one program. In the book, I've got scripts that'll help you, like emails that you can send I've been an affiliate manager for 17 years. I'm telling you, they worked on me. These are emails that I copied from affiliates who sent them to me. I virtually guarantee that you will get accepted into any program that you apply. There are exceptions. You'll get accepted 99% of the time. All right. So then I want you to apply, not to 10 programs. I said, you just said I was going to do 10. Yes, but you're going to start with one. You're going to apply to that one. You're going to promote that one. You're going to tweak that one. You're going to get good at it. And then you're going to add a second, third, fourth, and 10th. All right. Then the R is I want you just to recommend like you are to a friend. All right. That's all we're going to do here. I was given a speech years ago, Susan, where I was up on stage and I took them through this START acronym, and I told them all the advantages. It was like a 45-minute speech, hour-long speech. Affiliate marketing, it's great. Everybody should do affiliate marketing. And when I practiced this speech, I asked the question at the end, who here thinks that they can do affiliate marketing? And I'm thinking every hand's going to go up. They're going to be like, oh, I can. They're going to run up on stage and like give me a big hug and say, you're amazing. There's like 1,000 people there. It's my first big speech, like 10 years ago. Unfortunately, only like a third or half of the hands went up, and I was like, oh, crap. I had no plan for this. Like I had no plan for what I was going to do. And I picked this one lady. I was like, why do you think you can't do affiliate marketing? She's like, well, I can't sell somebody else's stuff. I'm like, all right, well, come up here and tell me why. I've got 30 seconds to think about what the heck I'm going to do with this. Yeah, what am I going to ask her when she comes up here? How is this going to go? I have no clue what I'm doing. And it hit me, and I was like, tell me about your favorite restaurant. She starts telling me about her favorite restaurant. I was like, okay, well, what's it like when you pull up? She tells me about the neighborhood. And I was like, okay, when you go in, what's it like? She's like, well, the ambiance is such and such. And she tells us about this restaurant. Great. What about the service? She tells me about the service. It's like her water's always full, but the waiter's never there. He's not in the way, but he's super on top of things. Service is so good. Last week, my husband and I went. I'll never forget. She said, my husband and I went, we forgot our doggy bag. He practically got hit by a car going out to give us our doggy bag. I was like, that's good service. The whole audience is nodding. What about the food? Now, side note, don't ever say this at 11:30 in the morning at a conference. Don't ever ask somebody to tell you about a restaurant, because you will have an audience full of Pavlov's dogs just drooling all over the place. But I said, tell us about the food. And the way that she described it, it was nothing short of a sensual experience, Susan. It was just like, we're all just sitting there going, hunger. And so she tells us about this place. And I look at the audience and I said, who here wants to eat at that restaurant? This time, every hand in the place finally went up. And I looked at her and I said, you just did it. She's like, did what? I said, you just did affiliate marketing. You sold a room of 1,000 people on a place that they've never been, that's not even yours. That's what affiliate marketing is. So we recommend like a friend. And then the last letter in this START acronym is test, test, test. All right. I am not a good marketer because I'm smart. I'm a good marketer because I test everything and I keep what works. That's the single biggest differentiator between good marketing and bad marketing is testing. So I want you to test different price points, different offers, different email copy, different landing pages, different marketing methods, do different videos, subject lines, times of your email, number of emails in a day, number of emails in a week, what style they are, length of them, test everything, see what works. And then the cool thing is over time, you can apply that to your own products. But to start off with, we're just going to try different things. So that's the test, test, test.
I love it. I love the acronym and I love the example, because that was in my 30 plus years of teaching people how to sell. It's like, oh, I can't sell. I'm not a salesperson. And it's that reframing. Like, yes, you can. If you are married, you sold something, right? There's
biggest sale I've ever made right there. Yeah,
exactly. And so this is my other one as a mom. Do you have kids? Yes. Yeah. Did they ever not want to eat something that's healthy for them? Yes. So how did you get them to do it? Right. And so, that broccoli, if you eat your broccoli, you can have a brownie, we've all done it. Anyway, Matt, the book is.
Can I say something real quick on
absolutely.
that? There's a section in step 9. It's about selling, but people think like I suck at selling. I don't know how I'm doing it. And we talk about why people buy, what to do if you suck at selling, copywriting and all that. I'm going to tell you right now, the section on selling, at least the first half of we get into some like more technical businessy stuff. The first half of the section on selling is one of the best parenting. Like you could take that and apply it to parenting. And I'm going to tell you right now, it might be one of the best parenting books there is on the planet. And it sounds weird for me to say that because like I'm somebody who's read a bunch of parenting books. I went back and read that section. I was going, oh my gosh, I'm not following my own advice. Why do people buy, right? Why do people buy? Why would my kids do what I want them to do? You know, if you look at the third reason, to address fears, I'm not addressing their fears. There's no FOMO if they don't listen to me, right? To feel pleasure, to avoid pain, you know, all those things, like, because they don't really care about saving time or money, because as far as they know, they're going to live forever, and we have like $8 billion in the bank, you know? So those don't apply to kids under the age of like 15. But if you think about it, that's selling. It's selling. And if you apply those principles, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're going to be a better parent. And I never made the connection between those two until I had to review my manuscript, and I'm going, this is parenting advice. Holy crap.
Right. And relationship advice too.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Like that's a whole other topic, but the book, Turn Your Passions into Profits. And I highly recommend it. And I don't say that lightly after decades this industry. So Matt, there is a link and there are some gifts as well, I believe. So
yeah, you can get it anywhere. Like you can go to Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Target, Walmart, Theodore's Bookshop, and someplace in New York. You know, we got a thing from them. They ordered it the other day. If they sell books, they're going to have my book. But if you go to passionsintoprofitsbook.com/SLY, SLY. So I know, Susan, you'll put that in the show notes for people. Mm-hmm. If you go there, we've got some extra special goodies for you. If you go to the other places and buy it, thank you. I know you'll get a lot out of it, but like you want to get this extra special stuff that's for your listeners, Susan. So go there. We've got a training on Avatar. We got an email marketing masterclass, a live event with me, like 4 other things I can't even remember. So there's like 5 or 6 things total, almost $1,000 worth of extra stuff. So make sure you go to that URL, passionsintoprofitsbook.com/SLY, and get all the amazing stuff we've got there for your listeners, Susan.
Well, and the gifts alone are worth, there, like you said, it has a close to $1,000 value, but if you put it into practice,
oh my gosh, yeah,
the value is significantly exponentially more. And that's the thing. I'll just say this, Matt, that we all must be lifelong learners.
Absolutely.
And the reality is that if someone is stuck, then they haven't taken the time to say, what can I learn today? What's something new that I can experience? And that's why I love the work you're doing. And there are a lot of people who apply to come on the show, and I reject 90% of all applicants, but Matt did not get rejected. Why? Because he's the real deal. And he's been doing this for a very long time. So Matt, thank you so much for being here. And I hope if our younger listeners start selling candy, then we're going to blame it on you.
I love it. Yeah. You can do whatever. Candy, could be fruit, you know.
Yeah.
You might have a harder time. I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know, go where the market is, right? But
yeah, don't go try selling Brussels sprouts or something.
My market was, hey, mix them with enough bacon. Brussels sprouts aren't bad, but yeah, my market was candy.
Well, thanks so much, Matt, for being here. And again, passionsintoprofitsbook.com/SLY to get the amazing gifts, and go read Matt's book. You definitely deserve it. So with that, Matt McWilliams, thank you for being on Raw and Real Entrepreneurship. And to everyone listening, God bless, go rock your day, and I will see you in the next episode. Are you currently an employee looking to start your own business? Maybe you've been thinking about it for a while and you're just not sure where to start. Well, my course, Employee to Entrepreneur, combines my decades of experience as an entrepreneur with proven methods, techniques, and skills to help you take that leap and start your own business. This course is self-paced, learn on demand, and comes with an incredible workbook. And that will allow you to go through this content piece by piece by piece, absorb it, take action, and then go on to the next module. So check out my course on susansly.com, Employee to Entrepreneur.